Alright, good morning guys. It's Saturday the 19th or 20th, I think. Really don't have much to show other than what we got accomplished yesterday and the gull wings that I'm starting to tear off today that I can get at without a second pair of hands. But I thought I'd take a little moment to give you a public service announcement. Do not put staples into your hand. Yeah, I think I might have hit a nerve, so public service announcement. Make sure you have the staple gun pointed the right way. But wanted to show you kind of what we're working on. A little demonstration board that Corinne and I put together. I 3D modeled the greenhouse down to scale, and all the equipment in there is actually to scale too, so we're building most of this stuff. So that's the greenhouse as we need to tear off all the materials on. This is only half the greenhouse. But then we'll actually apply a new covering made out of this. This is solar wrap, and I can explain more about that if somebody wants more information on this new, at least new in the United States, greenhouse covering. It's been used in Germany for about 30 years now. It's super durable and it won't shatter or break like polycarbonate. But yeah, we'll put new gull wings on, new coverings, new sidewall coverings and framing, new louvers to allow airflow. The back sides will have screens so we can keep any or as many pests as we can possibly out of the greenhouse. This is the divider wall between the two greenhouse sections, so what you see is only half the greenhouse, the other half comes this way. But this will be the divider wall that we use to separate the two halves, one for aquaponics and hydroponics and one for a permaculture orchard and kind of a zen area. This is just an overview. These are our aquaponics fish tanks that we'll be building in the seed carts. So our fish tanks feed the wastewater to a radial clarifier, to our bioreactor and our mineralization tank, which is, that's the clarifier, and the biotanks. Now all that feeds directly out to the beds, but here you can kind of see we have a return water line being distributed amongst the tanks, and we also have air lines as well that actually aerate the water from the bottom up for the fish and for the plant roots. But all that wastewater drains from the tanks over to the clarifier. That settles the solid waste, the heavy solid waste, and then this one filters out the floating solid waste. Also converts a lot of the trace minerals into usable elements, and also changes the ammonia into nitrites, and then changes the nitrites into nitrates in this tank here, and that all floats into the bed. So we have a 4-foot by I think 45-foot bed, a 2-foot by 45-foot bed, same here. We have dual systems because we need to keep this aisleway clear, but we also want to separate the systems so that if we do have a failure in one, we still have the other one going. This is kind of a scale as you're looking through the greenhouse from the garage door side, the White Street side. The 2 tanks, 2 sets of beds, and then we'll also have a bunch of DIY systems up here that we'll be building and running classes or holding classes so that other people can learn how to build them and maintain them and grow their own crops. This is our hatchery system. This is where we'll grow out fry into fingerlings and then transfer fingerlings into the big tanks for the grow out. Those are called grow out tanks. Another view, you can maybe see a little bit better. These are our work tables. Everything's mobile. These are our seeding carts that will actually start our seeds in before we actually put them in the net pots and put them in the raft beds. These are deep water culture beds. They're about 12 inches of water in each bed. Styrofoam rafts float on top of it with net pots, and then the plants sit in the net pots and they actually grow their roots down into the water, and they absorb the nutrients, the nitrogen, the phosphates, and the calcium, and all that good stuff from the broken down fish waste. They absorb all that, take the nitrogen, excess nitrogen out, or nitrogen out of the water, and then circulate it back to the fish tanks. So that's it in a nutshell. I could do a whole separate longer video if you wanted, but gives you an idea of what we're working on when we get it all finished, what it will house. So yeah, stop down to Convivium and check out our board. Ask any questions that you may have. If you just want to learn more about aquaponics or hydroponics, we'd be, happy to tell you how everything works. Aquaponics is actually one of the oldest professions, like farming. The Aztecs were using it, 2,000 years ago. They actually floated rafts on the lake, and then planted the plants, and the plant roots hung down into the water of the lake, and that's how they had their farmland actually suspended on top of the water of this big lake. So, all right, guys, have a safe weekend, and I'll probably talk to you again on Monday.